Greetings and welcome to another bonus episode of, well, I don't know what to call this one. Today, there's a hair on the paper. We're going to take a look at the heart of the Reformation, the verse talking about that. We're going to take a look at the Greek version and the Latin version all in one video, and I'm going to try to do it really quickly. So, if you have no interest in the Reformation and you have no interest in grace alone, faith alone, then you should probably skip this video. All right, so this is Ephesians 2, 8, and 9, our Greek first. Te gar chariti esti sesois menoi die pisteuos kai tuto uk ex humon theou todoran uk ex ergon hina me tis calce setai. And our Latin. Gratia enim estis salvati per fidem, et hoc non ex vobis Dei enim donum est, non ex operibus ut ne quis glorietur. Okay, and as we take a look at this, we always want to go to our verb first, and we have this interesting thing here, este, and this is going to be, this is our ending right there, this is an irregular verb from eimi. And this one, its form is a third person, and it is plural. Plural. Brain failure here. Yes, plural. That fits. Third person, plural, and it is present tense. It's going to be active for the verb of being, of course, and it is going to be indicative, and it means you are. Okay, what are you? Well, we would want to go to whatever is plural and nominative to see what that is, or it's going to be a prepositional phrase. So we take a look before it. There's no prepositions there, no prepositions there, except for this one. Got a prepositional phrase starting there, and clearly it ends because we got the colon, which would normally in Greek font be just a high dot. But this one takes the genitive, and pisteos is going to be then genitive and singular and feminine. Eos there being the ending. Normally in the nominative, this would be pistis. So an interesting genitive there in koine. All right, this would mean genitive, dia plus the genitive, through faith. All right. Going back, we take a look at sesoi menoi. Yeah, I got that right. We've got an oi right there as our ending, which we know is the nominative, plural, masculine of the second declension. And this thing, we've got the men here, which is an indicator of a participle, which kind of throws a wrench into things. Oh, it's participle panic. That's what I used to do in college. It was not pretty. This is going to be, we've got men ending there. It's going to be the perfect tense of the verb. Se, we've got reduplication there on top of the present stem, which is sois. Reduplication tells us that it's either pluperfect or perfect. Pluperfect doesn't have a participle, so that's nice. And men tells us, and the fact that it is a second declension ending, that it's going to be either middle or passive in form. And of course we want to write down the fact that it is a participle. Oh, I forgot our rubric. Shame on me. Okay, here's the Greek rubric. Quick refresher. There's the Latin rubric. Quick refresher. Now get out of the way. Okay, so this one, because it is a perfect passive participle or perfect middle participle, passive is going to be the one that makes most sense in context here. Circle that. I normally abbreviate these things HB for having been, and then we just put in the meaning in past tense. Saved. All right. You are having been saved through faith. See where we remove having been? It sounds weird. Okay, you are saved through faith. All right. Gar here is a adverb, I want to say, and this simply means for. And now we can handle the last bit of our first sentence. We've got the sub-iota here and a iota here. This tells us that chariti, which matches, is going to be feminine, and it is singular, and it is dative in case. Okay. And what do we have going on here? Well, there are couple different options for the dative case to fulfill. And one of the ones that makes most sense, since we've got a passive participle right here, is that it's going to be a dative of, all that comes to mind now is agent. Again, it's been very, very long day. School. All right, so dative, one that is not agent, means, and normally the way that we're going to want to translate this is either by or through, sometimes with. We're going to say by this time, by the, so we got an article, grace, for by the grace you are saved through faith. All right, colon. And tuto, if you've seen any of our previous videos, you know we've got T-O-U, tos, A-O, masculine, feminine, neuter. This is going to be neuter. And we don't have a verb here, so we don't know whether this is neuter, whether this is going to be nominative or accusative. Nominative or accusative. And it's going to be singular. This is going to mean this. No verb, so we want to put a verb in there, and it's going to be a form of assume. So we want to stick in esti for clarity of us poor English speakers. Esti. This is uk, not modifying a verb. And then we have ex humon, a prepositional phrase. Ex takes the genitive, which means humon is genitive, plural, and default is going to be masculine. But we can't tell without further context. All right, and humon means yourself, you, y'all. Now, the meaning of ex, normally it would be, as I said, out of. However, this is not out of yourself. It's a very weird way of saying it in English. So we have to go and look further at the possible meanings of ex in a dictionary. And very, 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 very far down in our dictionary, we find out that ex can also show with the genitive the origin, the source, or the cause of something. And so the one that makes most sense here is source. You'd say of or from yourself. Of, from, you, all. Because it's talking to multiple people here, but message to each individual one of you. All right, this is not of you all, from you all, has its source in you all, comma. Now we have another sentence here. Again, no verb. Theou, no verb, so we're going to start with our very first word. OU is a second declension genitive, and it's going to be masculine, and it's going to be singular. Messing up a lot today, sorry. To doron, to is either the nominative or accusative form of the neuter article, and it is singular. And that's going to be the same answer here for doron. To doron modifies. To indicates doron for us. So, of God. That's a translation here. And the gift. So again, since we don't have a verb, we're going to want to bring in a form of esti, since we got plural, what is likely our subject. So esti, pull it again. This is not, has not its source of or from you. It is the gift of God, colon. Uk, again, not. Ex ergon, genitive prepositional phrase. And this is going to be plural. We've got the own there, which is a plural genitive form. And deeds, works, are neuter. All right. And we could here have another X with source. This is not out of works. Sounds kind of weird. Doesn't really fit with any of the context. So source makes the most sense. Not from works, which is spelled with an O. All right. And again, we're going to bring in another form of esti because we don't have a verb, and in fact, we don't have a subject. So then up to this point, we've got, for by the grace you are saved through faith, and this is not from you all. It is the gift of God, not it is the gift, or it is not of works. All right, hina here. Hina is a particle that introduces a purpose clause. I'm going to want to write purpose. I'm going to misspell that if I try. I'd say long day, but I just did. Purpose. In order that or to. So we know we want a subjunctive next because hina introduces a purpose clause normally with a subjunctive. May is not our verb, but it does negate it. Not. And these two together we can actually abbreviate to lest. Tis kauke se tai. All right. We've got our tai ending here, and that's going to be a third person, and it is singular. Kauke, so with a sigma there tells us that it's going to be either a future or a aorist. We don't have the vowel at the beginning, which would confirm that for us because it is a subjunctive verb. We know that, again, because of hina here. It's not going to be future because, trick question, does the future have subjunctive? No. If a teacher ever asks you that, they're trying to get you to fail, which is why I love asking it all the time. So, third person, singular, and it's going to be aorist, and it's going to be brain failure. Middle. There we go. Middle and subjunctive. Okay. And this one means boast. All right. Who boasts? Why? Tis. Tis is going to be our nominative and singular, and it could be masculine, feminine, or neuter. At least that is the case if feminine did not have its own special form. And got the special card here to help me remember. Masculine and feminine share a form here. So we don't know which is exactly wanted based solely on the context here, but of verse 8, we know that we've got masculine. So this is most likely going to be just the catch-all form of masculine. It's not excluding women, it's just masculine is the standard gender in which we put participles, we, and by we I mean the Greeks, participles and plural subjects. We're talking about groups. All right, and this one means someone or anyone. And anyone's going to be the one we want. All right, so then our Greek translation is, for by the grace you are saved through faith, and this is not from you. It is the gift of God. It is not from works, lest anyone boast. So there is our Greek. Let's move straight on to the Latin, and we're going to have to go pretty quick with this. Okay, gratia. Gratia could be nominative, or it could be accusative. Let's take a look at, sorry, not accusative, ablative. Estis is going to match our verb up here, and that is third, plural, present, active, and indicative. You all are for right there. You all are what? We've got a participle here. We've got a long I, which tells us that it's nominative or genitive. Nominative is going to fit because we've got the plural here, also here. Nominative, plural, and it's going to be masculine, generic, and perfect, passive, participle. Sorry, abbreviating very quickly. Per fidem is a prepositional phrase, and we're going to also abbreviate this one just down to saved. Salvati, of course, means having been saved. Saved. For you are all saved. All because of plural. Per fidem. Per takes the accusative. And we know that fidem is feminine. And it's going to be singular because em is third declension or fifth declension singular. This is a fifth declension noun. All right. For you are all saved through faith. Et begins a new clause, so we're going to go back to gratia. Gratia is singular. It cannot be plural, so it cannot be nominative. Our only option is to make the, or to mark this and identify it as ablative, singular, and feminine. And since we don't have a preposition with this, there are a couple different options for what this could be. However, since we know that our Greek has a use by means of, or a function like that, it's going to be a very similar Latin function. They're also called ablative of means. I'm going to translate that. By grace. All right, next clause. And hic haec hoc, this is going to be the nominative or accusative singular form in the neuter, or the demonstrative. Neuter, non, just means not. Ex vobis, put a comma there for clarity. This is a prepositional phrase. We don't have a verb, not clear. However, if we look back at our Greek, we know that this is most likely going to be the subject. We're going to need to bring in another form of sum in our Latin here. Have I been saying sum for the Greek? Long day is my excuse for everything today. Okay, so this est is not ex vobis. This is going to be plus the ablative, and that's going to be not singular, plural, and masculine, feminine, unsure. Masculine generic is probably going to be the case. And this here we have a similar function with X as we do with the Greek one, stolen probably from Greek. So this is also going to show source from, I'm going to go south on y'all, comma. Dei could be nominative plural or genitive singular. 4. Take a look at the context, and hey, we've got a verb finally. And this is going to be a third person singular. Est is present, and it is active for a verb of being, and indicative is. So dei has to be genitive, and it has to be singular masculine of God. Donum then needs to be our subject. Is a accusative, and it is singular, and it is neuter in form, and it means gift. All right, number 9. Non simply means not. Ex operibus is a prepositional phrase, so we've got no verb in here. We'll want to bring est in over here. It is not ex operibus. It's going to be the same function as ex up here. So ex as a indication of source, and operibus is a brain failure away. That's going to be plus ablative and plural and opus operis. I think that's going to be neuter from works. Ut introduces a subjunctive clause, a purpose clause, or it could introduce a bazillion other things. However, if we take a look ahead, we've got glorietur, i.e. is normally an indication that we've got a subjunctive or a future tour tells us that this looks passive. However, this verb is a deponent. I'm going to go ahead and write that in there. Deponent. Dep. It's going to be third person and singular. And in order to figure out exactly what tense is going on here, we would need to know our stem, or we could take a look at the Greek. Greek here has aorist, so that should push us toward identifying this as the perfect. However, we don't know. So we grab a dictionary. And as you can clearly tell, this video was prepared in advance with the help of the greatest scholars. Okay. Too far. Well, the last video was the video of fails. This will be the video of fails too. Okay. Glory. And the camera. Okay, good. Gloria, we've got the noun there. Glorior, gloriari. So this is a second conjugation. So our... That was probably out of the video. Whatever. Glorior, ari. Which means that the third principal part would have to be gloriatus sum. We clearly don't have that, so this has to actually be present deponent, and it's going to be subjunctive. Since in the passive, this would have an A instead of an E, not in the passive, in the indicative. All right, and this just means glory. Now, if you remember that wonderful little, I think he's called a limerick, after si, nisi, num, and ne, Ollie takes a holiday. Or after si, nisi, num, ne, all the ollies go away. We know that we've got ne here, which means quis is actually ollie quis, which means someone or anyone. Quis can only be nominative and singular and masculine or feminine. Okay, ne makes this a negative. So ut and ne together, when we have a purpose clause, is going to give us the word lest, just amazingly like in the Greek. And so our translation from the beginning, after many stumblings and a dictionary that you couldn't actually see, our final translation is, for by grace you are saved. Or since these together would make a perfect passive indicative, which is how we should have identified it initially, you have been saved through faith, and this is not from y'all, for it is a gift of God. It is not from works, lest anyone glorify, boast. So there we have it, after much failure. Ephesians 2, 8, and 9 in the Greek and in Latin in this horribly long video. I hope taking a look at these, in spite of all my failings today, I'm very sorry, has been very helpful to you. And may you have a wonderful, grace from God full, that is, Reformation and coming All Saints' Day. Farewell. Pointing my finger at you for no reason. Ugh.